Hey everybody, it's Jungle Jenna. Sorry, I'm a little tongue-tied. I'm surprised that I'm back with a second video as fast as, considering that I just posted a video yesterday. So, I went for months without posting anything, and now all of a sudden I'm like in full Star Wars mode and I'm pumping out videos. This is probably, I can't promise for sure, but I'm thinking that this will probably be my last video until the movie actually comes out and I do my movie review. I'm going to abstain from watching the official trailer. I want to go into the movie as pure as possible. But I did watch a video yesterday after posting my other video where basically Daisy Ridley was being interviewed about Reylo. She was asked if she had ever heard of Reylo and if it was something that she supported. And she basically said that yes, she has heard of Reylo, and we know this because, she's liked Reylo fan art and she's mentioned it in other interviews. But she said that she didn't really know how she felt about it because of a lot of the conversations of the toxicity of the relationship, and she says emotional. And I'm assuming that she was going to say emotional abuse, but she kind of cut herself off, so, she didn't finish. And I did leave a post on the Facebook Reylo trash page, and I misquoted her by saying emotional abuse, and I got a little bit of flack for that. People claimed that I was putting words in her mouth, and that was not my intention at all. I'm not hating on Daisy Ridley because of the comments that she made about Reylo. It just surprised me because where she has talked about Reylo favorably in the past and where she's liked Reylo fan art, I was under the impression that she supported and that she supported it. And because she is under a non-disclosure agreement, she obviously can't come right out and talk about Reylo and what's going to happen in the movie. She can't. But she stated pretty clearly that she personally can't get behind it for, because of the toxicity of the relationship, or at least that's kind of what other people have claimed, and because Kylo Ren is a mass murderer. So that's why she personally couldn't get behind it. And the guy who was interviewing her said, I'm sure that there are going to be a lot of heartbroken people out there, and she said, with kind of a sly smile, she said, but there's always the possibility for redemption, and that could be explored in the next movie. So I thought it was kind of interesting the way that the interview went because, I read an earlier quote that she made during Star Wars Celebration that she had given J.J. Abrams her opinion on Reylo and that he was on board with it, and that Reylo was going to be further explored in the next movie. So it kind of makes me wonder if, and I'm not saying that this is how it went down, but I'm just wondering if she went to J.J. Abrams kind of early on in the production and said, okay, obviously the movie is going to go in this direction with Rey and Kylo Ren, and we're going to explore this relationship. And for us to make it a believable relationship, we have to, we can't have Kylo Ren saying things like, you're nothing but not to me, and stuff like that, where, in real life, no girl would ever go for that. So I can kind of see where she's coming from in terms of, like, not fully supporting it, from the perspective that she doesn't necessarily, like, as a woman who is a role model to young girls, she doesn't necessarily want to put out this message that she's supporting this relationship between Rey, who is this strong female character, and Kylo Ren, who is this kind of abused, damaged bad boy, who has killed tons of people and who murdered his own father. But on that same, at the same time, she could potentially support the idea of Rey being with Ben Solo or a redeemed Kylo Ren. So I think it's interesting that she did mention Ben's redemption in a way, and she could just be teasing us Reylo shippers and us, those who want a Ben-demption. And in that case, it's kind of cruel. Not saying anything bad about Daisy Ridley, but it's just like, it's just such a tease, you know, you want it to be true, and you latch on to everything that, you know, these people say in relation to these characters. But I talked to my mom a lot about this, because at first I was really discouraged, and I was really disappointed, because, you know, Daisy Ridley is entitled to her own opinion about Reylo, but it's almost like within the fictional universe, you know, Rey is kind of my hero, and I look up to her. And so, you know, to have Daisy Ridley say that she doesn't support something that I feel very strongly and passionately about, that's like kind of a blow a little bit. That doesn't necessarily mean that Reylo won't still happen in the movies. Obviously, for example, Mark Hamill has been very vocal about his, you know, his disapproval of how Luke Skywalker's character was handled in The Last Jedi, and yet the movie still is what it is. He didn't really have much sway over how like the character's story went. So, you know, I got a lot of feedback on my post on Facebook, and I think that the best comment that I received, the one that I felt was the most reassuring, was one where this woman, I can't remember her name, and for privacy reasons I'm not going to state her name in this video, but she said that she believes that it's important to accept that Reylo is it's always possible that Reylo won't be canon, and that it's possible that it won't happen the way that we want it to happen. They may not end up together. It may end in a very tragic way. You know, Ben may be redeemed, but he, you know, but Rey and Kylo Ren won't end up together. So there are so many possibilities for how the story could go, and we're really at the mercy of the writers and the directors. And so, you know, she also said that regardless of whatever happens with Reylo, that she's still going to continue to ship it, because for her, you know, that it has that personal significance to her. And I completely relate to that. And I think, you know, one other thing she said that I related to was that, you know, if you kind of if you latch on to certain theories or certain, you know, you expect certain things to happen in the movie and then it doesn't happen, you're just setting yourself up for disappointment. And I experienced that very strongly with The Last Jedi, and that's why, like, I'm at the point now where I really kind of am anti-speculation. Like, I'm not anti-speculation. I think if people want to have those conversations, like, that's totally cool. And it's a lot of fun to speculate and to form theories and stuff. It's very tempting to get involved in it, but it's very tempting for me to watch the last trailer, but I just am at a point where I want to have the same type of experience that I had when I watched The Force Awakens, where I really went in knowing very little, and I ended up just being swept away by the movie. So, do I think that Daisy Ridley's comments about Reylo, does that bode well for the Reylo fandom? I think that honestly it's kind of neutral. I think that she was just expressing her personal beliefs, and you know, she kind of flip-flopped a little bit, because she talked about how the whole Rey and Kylo Ren relationship is very complicated and tricky, and that she's not really quite sure how she feels about it, and for that reason she can't fully support it. But at the same time, she talked about Kylo Ren's redemption, and in other interviews, she has said that she believes that Kylo Ren is redeemable and that he can come back to the light. So maybe she is more of like a Ben Solo redemptionist, Rey-Ben shipper. I don't know. Maybe she doesn't ship her with Kylo Ren, but she ships her with Ben Solo. So, yeah, those were my very disjointed thoughts and my ramblings put into a video. So I would really like to hear what your thoughts are on this interview, and if you I will put a link to the interview in the description box, so if you're interested in going and checking it out for yourself, then you can do so. So thank you so much for watching, and definitely don't forget to leave a comment down in the comment section. Bye!